Yeah, as I said before, in Germany, football is sports number one by far. In Brazil, the same. It was a very good experience for me to play in Brazil because they're just very passionate about football. I don't know if you know, but my wife is Brazilian, so I speak Portuguese. I know the mentality. I know the country. So it was always a big dream for me to play in Brazil, to play in front of these passionate fans. So that was a really good experience. Now in Australia, it's a little bit different because you have rugby, you have cricket, you have Australian football, which is like American football a little bit. So these are also three big sports that soccer, what they say here, has to compete with. But yeah, I mean, it's different, but it's still a lot of fun. I'm here for 2 years now. Last year we won the league, we won the championship and playing Champions League. So it's really fun. It's lots of new experiences also for me. And yeah, I'm happy that I can live this.
The VAR Show. The one place for your weekly football update.
So hello, a very warm welcome to the VAR show, the show which talks about all the various major football leagues in detail. Today we are going to connect with interviews, and we have Mr. Alexander Baumjohann with us, who has played for the likes of Schalke, Bayern Munich, Borussia Mönchengladbach, among a host of other teams, and is currently with Sydney FC in the A-League in Australia. So without wasting much time, I'd like to first thank Alexander for coming on the show. Thank you and welcome to the show. And I would like to begin by asking you, how are you and what are you doing these days?
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm great. We are at preseason at the moment, 3 weeks now, and next month we are going to Qatar to play the rest of our Asian Champions League. And yeah, so I'm fine, a little bit tired from all the training, but that's good.
I wanted to ask you, like you mentioned, you're in preseason, and this is probably you started in 2005 your career. Are you used to preseason, or is every preseason the same beginning, tiring preseason?
Yeah, I mean, it's 13 years in the Bundesliga, so in Germany it's different. You have a short preseason, 5 to 6 weeks. Here in Australia it's a little bit uncertain. Here normally you start training in July, and the first game is just end of October, so you have almost 4 months to prepare before the first official game starts. But this year is a little bit different because last year's league got a little bit delayed because of the pandemic. But yeah, at the end of the day, preseason is the same everywhere. It's lots of running, lots of work, so it's not the most enjoyable part of being a professional football player.
Definitely. And I'll ask you one very, very basic question. Why football?
Yeah, my mom brought me to football when I was 3 years old. In Germany, everyone loves football. Football is sports number one. So yeah, I think my mom wanted me to do some sports, and everyone in Germany is playing football. So she just brought me to my hometown club when I was 3 years old, and yeah, there everything started.
And of course, you have gone on to play for very huge teams in different continents, like even in Brazil. How different are the footballing cultures in the different countries that you have played?
Yeah, as I said before, in Germany, football is sports number one by far. In Brazil, the same. It was a very good experience for me to play in Brazil because they're just very passionate about football. I don't know if you know, but my wife is Brazilian, so I speak Portuguese. I know the mentality. I know the country. So it was always a big dream for me to play in Brazil, to play in front of these passionate fans. So that was a really good experience. Now in Australia, it's a little bit different because you have rugby, you have cricket, you have Australian football, which is like American football a little bit. So these are also three big sports that soccer what they say here, has to compete with. But yeah, I mean, it's different, but it's still a lot of fun. I'm here for 2 years now. Last year we won the league, we won the championship, and playing Champions League. So it's really fun. It's lots of new experiences also for me. And yeah, I'm happy that I can live this.
And of course, you spent most of your career in the Bundesliga in Germany, and you said how there are differences between the German Brazil and Australia, where in Germany and Brazil football or soccer is the first sport, and maybe here it's like the third or fourth, or it depends. But in terms of a player, how different do you have to adjust your game? Because generally we associate Brazilian league with a lot of more attacking game, and it's like
Yeah.
the game. How is it like? How was it for you when you went to Brazil?
Yeah, Germany is one of the biggest. So the Bundesliga is one of the biggest leagues in the world. You could see Bayern last year really dominated the Champions League. Yesterday they won again 4-0 against Atletico Madrid. So you can see the Bundesliga is really on top football worldwide. And playing in Brazil was a little bit different because in Brazil, it's more, like you said, about attacking football, but it's also very physical. So there were lots of things that also surprised me. But yeah, maybe the quality in Brazil is not as high as in Germany in terms of tactic, physically, and all this stuff. But there are lots of other. For example, in Brazil, you play 3-4 different competitions, and the country travel a lot, the weather. So you play normally in a year, you play around 60, 70 games. And in Germany, it's just maybe if you play Cup and Champions League, maximum 40, 45. And this is a big difference if you have to play every 3 days and traveling a lot. And here in Australia, the same. I mean, people think if a player from Germany who had in the Bundesliga and played for big clubs comes to Australia, he has to score 5 goals every game, and it must be so easy for him. But also you can't forget that it also depends on your teammates. So the quality of your teammates is also not the same like in Germany, without blaming them, which is normal. If they would be that, they would play Europe. So you have to adapt yourself also, and also the weather and the traveling. I mean, Australia is also can't sometimes when you play away, we have to travel for, and it's really hot. We are playing during summer. And yeah, it's not that easy. Maybe the quality on the pitch is not as high as in Brazil, but still lots of challenges. And yeah, it's not that easy. I think you have to adapt yourself, and it takes a while. But yeah, I'm quite happy with my performances so far, and hope to win lots of titles in the next few.
Hopefully. And I wanted to ask you, I'll talk of your time at Germany, and there were, I don't know whether it's true or not, but there were rumors that your Pioneers handpicked you for Bayern Munich, and probably it did not work out how you would have wanted it. What do you think went wrong?
Yeah, I mean, when I signed for Bayern in January, for contract expired. Bayern, when you still the coach, and he wanted me. I had all the talks with him. I had meeting with him and all this stuff. And yeah, he was also a big factor for me to sign, and that he really during this 6 months when I was still playing for Mönchengladbach, he got sacked, and in the summer Bayern signed Louis van Gaal. And then from the first day, he basically asked me who I am. So he really didn't know much about me, and signed 2-3 other players for me to get many chances. I mean, I had a 3-year contract, but after 6 months, I decided to leave because I wanted to play more minutes and to sign back with Schalke, which is my heart club. So it was not a hard decision for me to go back. And Schalke also at this time was top of the Bundesliga, so we were fighting about being champions, and the years after we played Champions League, so Schalke was way further, so it also breaks my heart a little bit to see what's going on there, so that was the decision why I left Bayern so quick. I mean, thinking about it now, maybe I should have had some more patience and like you said, Jupp Heynckes, he was one of my father figure in football. He gave me my first chance in professional football at Schalke when I was 16. He signed me for Borussia Mönchengladbach, so we have still very close contact. And he after I left, more patience, and if I would have stayed a little bit longer with him as a coach, I would have had more chances. But it's like after you are always more intelligent than before.
Of course, and you spoke of Schalke and how they were maybe in top of the game probably for quite a while compared to what they are now. And that time you had huge players, in the dressing room. You had Raul, you had Manuel Neuer, and other very big names. How was the dressing room over there?
Yeah, I mean, when I have a professional contract with Schalke 2004, it was totally different. I think Schalke was very close to Bayern. Bayern was not. Schalke was number 2 in Germany. And it was a big gap between Schalke and the third. And then slowly other clubs like Borussia Dortmund and now Red Bull Leipzig, Borussia Mönchengladbach, they came just closer. And like I said before, it really hurts me to see what's happening with Schalke now, especially when I compare the team, like you said, 8 years ago when I was still there. We had so many big players, so many big names. We played Champions League semi-finals. We won the German Cup. We won the German Super Cup. We got second in the league. So it was such a big difference to now. It really makes me sad and really hurts to they get back on track and they will have more successful times in the future.
Of course, and now I'll get back to present, and you are with Sydney FC, and you also previously played for Western Sydney Wanderers, and they are involved in, that's a derby, that's a line that you have crossed. How and why did that happen?
I mean, I came to Australia 2 years ago, and I didn't know lots of things about Australian football. Coach, he signed me for Western Sydney, and I got told that Wanderers strong team to fight for winning the championship and everything, but like so much. And when I came to the club, lots of things were different to what I got told, and we didn't even qualify for the final. 6 teams qualify for the playoffs, and we were 8th in the league, so we were 8th of 10, which is really not what I expected. For me, it was clear after being there 1 year, I want to go back to a team where I can win trophies, and Sydney FC wanted me then, and for me it was a really easy decision to sign with them, because when I came to Australia, I really saw very early and very quick that Sydney FC is the biggest club in the country by far. You can compare it a little bit to Bayern Munich in Germany. It's so far ahead of all the other clubs, and I think I did the right decision. We won both trophies. We won the double, and yeah, it's such a good club, and I really enjoyed to play here. And yeah, like I said before, hopefully I will have lots of more years with the club and lots of trophies.
And do you get stick from the Western Sydney Wanderers fans?
Yeah, but this is normal. I mean, I think this is a big part of football, and that really shows me that they like me, because if they wouldn't say anything, I wouldn't, or if they wouldn't care about this, it didn't mean anything to them. So yeah, I got lots of shit forms of messages, of lots of boos and stuff when we played against them. But I think this just motivates me more. It's a little bit sad that the last in March or April, I think, was without fans. And yeah, hopefully when the league starts again, end of December, people are back at the stadium. And yeah, because it's really nice, even here, the derby, 25,000 people. It's really a great atmosphere, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
And you mentioned how it was probably dull without the fans. How much of an importance are the fans, according to you, in the performance that a team gives on the pitch?
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, here in Australia, normally we have 15 to 20,000 fans in the stadium. In Germany or in Europe, it's even more. Like in Germany, let's say Dortmund or Schalke, they have like 60, 70, 80,000 every game. And then from one day to the other, you have no fans in the stadium. I think even for these players, it's much harder than for us, because they're used to big crowds all the time. And I respect this so much. I have so much respect for all these players that they still can't perform on this high level, even without fans, because even I saw it here. It's so much more difficult to motivate yourself if you have no fans in the stadium. So we just need the fans. Without fans is not the same. And yeah, I really hope, and I really want the crowds back in the stadium, because yeah, it's not the same.
Of course, and I'll get to a more lighter topic. And you have played for so many teams across the world. And if you had to choose one team other than your present team, that is Sydney FC, where you had the most fun, which team would that be?
I mean, I had good times in all the teams. I had lots of good moments. I had some bad moments with bad injuries. Yeah, I mean, I had good times everywhere. So there's not one team that I would, or one moment that I would say that was the best. Like I said before, Schalke for me was the best. It's still in my heart, and I really follow them, because they I played for them more than 10 years. And yeah, I would say probably Schalke is the club that means the most to me, that I played in my career. But yeah, like I said, I had good moments in all the teams I played with.
And you're being in Australia, how difficult is it to follow Schalke or maybe the European football, because it might be late at night when it is aired?
Yeah, I wake up very early. So for example, yesterday and today in the morning, the Champions League games started at 6 Australian time, 6 in the morning. So I still watched some games. When Bundesliga is on, normally the games start 30 Australian time. So sometimes if it's really important games, like on the weekend, it's the derby, Schalke against Dortmund, and I might probably stay awake to watch this game. I'm not following all the games, but yeah, for sure, when I wake up in the morning, I check the results, and I'm really still supporting all my ex-clubs, but Schalke the most, obviously.
And you're if I'll get back to your personal self, and if you had to choose one defender or an opponent whom you did not like facing, who would that be?
Someone who I played against, or someone that
you
I
played against?
Yeah, I played against. Yeah, there are many. I would say was okay against Luis Gustavo. the Brazilian number 6 who played for Bayern and Wolfsburg, so it was really tough and really was a big challenge for me to play against him. Yeah.
And if you had to choose one goal that you scored and you replay it, like again and again, which one would that be?
Yeah, look, I'm not someone who scores many goals, so I think my biggest strength is more to assist. But the goals so I would maybe choose my goal against Werder Bremen with Borussia Mönchengladbach, where I took the ball in halfway and dribbled half of the Werder Bremen team and then scored. I think it was 2009. I would say that's my most beautiful goal.
Of course. And like on a personal level, are you a superstitious person? Like, do you follow any superstition or a routine before games?
Nah, nothing. I'm not superstitious at all.
And on talking of your career, like, do you plan into getting into coaching after your footballing career?
I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm 33 now, and I want to play in a head as long as I can. Think about what's happening after my career yet. I got some options, some ideas what I could potentially do, but I'm really not sure yet if it's something in football or something really totally different. I think I want to stay in Australia after my career. I want to live here in Sydney with my family. So I think there's so much opportunity here in Australian football with the young players and the youth. The system is really very bad at the moment, and yeah, maybe I get involved into this to help a little bit more to develop and get more chances to be a pro footballer and to get the chances to go overseas playing my own football. And what happens after, you really never know.
Of course. And like you've had played for many teams and under many formations, but is there any one particular formation that you like playing?
Yeah, I have to play a 4-4-2 with Diamond and me as a single number 10, that I have 3 sixes behind me, that I don't have to defend so much, and 2 strikers in front of me that I can feed with the ball. But yeah, there's not many teams anymore worldwide that are playing with a real number 10. For example, here at Sydney, we are playing 4-2-2-2. So that means 4 in the back, 2 sixes, and then 2 10s, a little bit more on the sides, which means we have to do lots of work, even defensively. But it's all right. I mean, it's different to what I'm used to play. But as long as we have success, I'm all right with that.
Of course. And like you also have had a lot of managers, very good managers at various clubs in your career. But if you had to choose one manager who had the biggest influence in your career, who would that be?
I think it's Jupp Heynckes. Like I said, he gave me the chance when I was really very, very young and always supported me and pushed me, and also work together anymore. We always spoke on the phone, and he always gave me advice and stuff. So I would probably say that he's the coach who helped me most during my career.
And we're getting to the end, and I'll ask you 2 more questions. And the first of the 2 is, if you had to choose one standout moment from your career, which might be difficult, which moment would that be?
I don't know. I think maybe where it all began. I think I went at my first training with the first team at Schalke. As I said before, and to play and train with all these players that I just saw on TV, and I was ball boy in the stadium, and then from one day to the other I was just part of them. That was really big, and I will never forget my first training with the first team.
And you're like, if you had to give a piece of advice to a young footballer who's coming up, what advice would you give that player?
Yeah, I think times change. Times change. Now everyone was just playing football. We came back from school, just took the ball and played all day. And now I see it also with my daughters. It's more everyone with iPhone, iPads, and computer and all this stuff. So I would just give the advice to little kids that really have the dream to be a football pro, to try to play as much as they can and as they can with the ball and do everything possible to really realize the dream.
And on that note, I'll sneak in one question. And if you had to choose one of these two players, whom you can supply, or behind whom you can play, so who would that be, Ronaldo or Messi?
Messi.
Why?
Messi for sure.
But Ronaldo will score goals that you will assist, right?
Nah, yeah, I think Messi is the best player of all time. I think both of them are on top in this era. For me, is the best. I think he's so gifted and so talented, and just not from this planet. I think Messi, we will not see anyone as like him. And I'm really a big Barcelona fan and a big Messi fan. And for me, Messi is the best. Even if you bring up all the statistics that Ronaldo maybe scored more goals, but for me, it's much more enjoyable to watch Messi play. I even prefer the Brazilian one over Cristiano. But Messi for me is number one by far.
Of course, and the Brazilian Ronaldo was very good. If not for injuries, I think he would be the best of all time.
Yeah,
there would be no doubt.
Yeah, I really. He was one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
Him, Ronaldinho, some really good players.
Of course, and on that note, we'll wrap it up. And so, Alexander, thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah.
And wish you all the best for your future campaign with Sydney FC, and hope you can win all the possible trophies. Hope you can win the AFC Champions League, and hope we can talk again. So till then, take care, stay safe. Thank you once again for coming. Bye.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Player-wise, it would have to be Steven Gerrard, just because again before he became a journalist, he was someone I just admired massively in terms of the absolute complete footballer. I think if you were trying to make a footballer in a factory, it would be Steven Gerrard, someone who, I think Jamie Carragher summed it up best once when he said, Steven Gerrard's biggest strength is he doesn't have any weaknesses.
The stadium. I don't see really need to do that, mainly such a big spending. But it's true that it would be a fantastic stadium. That's not bad, but you have to be careful, and mainly at this moment when we are going to face a very difficult time.